Episode 8. Actium, the decisive battle and Cleopatra's tragic end. In the autumn of 31 BC, the skies over the Mediterranean darkened. On the coast of Greece, at the Bay of Actium, the two greatest powers of the ancient world prepared to clash. On one side stood Octavian, commanding a disciplined and perfectly organized Roman army. On the other were Antony and Cleopatra, with their vast fleet, supported by the immense wealth of Egypt. Antony and Cleopatra staked everything on this battle. They were not fighting merely for a throne or for territory, but for their dream of building a powerful Eastern empire. Cleopatra herself sailed with the Egyptian fleet, massive, heavily armed ships, lavishly decorated. She and Antony stood on the deck, visible to their soldiers, to show that queen and general alike were ready to share their fate. But Agrippa, Octavian's brilliant admiral, chose a wiser strategy. He avoided a direct clash with the heavy Egyptian vessels, instead using smaller, faster Roman ships to encircle them, cut off supplies, and force Antony into a desperate position. When the day of battle came, smoke and fire blanketed the sea. The thunder of catapults, the splintering of wood, and the cries of soldiers echoed across the bay. In the midst of chaos, Cleopatra made a fateful decision. She ordered her fleet to break through and retreat back to Egypt. Antony, seeing Cleopatra's ships depart, did not hesitate. He abandoned the fight and followed the woman he loved. That act became the turning point. Antony's troops lost morale, their lines collapsed, and Octavian claimed an overwhelming victory. Actium was not merely a military defeat, it marked the end of the Eastern Dream. A year later, when Octavian's legions marched into Alexandria, Antony and Cleopatra were utterly exhausted. In despair, Antony took his own life with his Roman sword. Cleopatra, faced with the choice of living as a humiliated prisoner or dying in freedom, chose the latter. She ended her life with the venom of the sacred cobra, the serpent long linked with Egypt's divine power. Her death closed the chapter on more than 3,000 years of ancient Egyptian history. Egypt became a province of Rome, but Cleopatra's legend lived on. She was a queen, a lover, and a symbol. Beautiful, intelligent, daring, and tragic, she became an immortal figure in human history. Even today, more than 2,000 years later, the world remembers Cleopatra, not only as the last emblem of Egypt's glory, but as proof that when love and power intertwine, they can create both paradise and tragedy. This concludes our episode. If you enjoyed the story, please support us with a like and a channel subscription. Thank you.